Okay, good morning, everybody. So, questions are on screen for you here. They are at a bit of an angle today. I was trying something different for you to be able to see them maybe a little bit easier. So you can pause the video here if you would like to, and you can work your way through these questions now, or you can do them alongside me. I don't mind. Okay, so I'll zoom out and I'll leave those in the corner. So the first question talks about ordering the numbers, starting with the largest. Okay, now the first thing that I've noticed in this question is it has not, let me just zoom in. Okay, just think. There's no commas in the numbers, so it's a little bit harder to read. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the back of the number, back of this one, from the units column, work my way forwards and put the commas in first of all, because I think that'll help reading the number. So you've got a comma there, and then you've got a comma there. Okay, so you've got 1,009,909. Okay, then you've got in this one 1,023,065. You've got 1,009,099. Now this one is very similar to this one already, so there's a bit of an opportunity to make a mistake there. And then this one here is very similar to this one as well, so there's another opportunity for mistakes. So you've got 650, 1,230,650. Okay, so back to the question. We're starting with the largest. All right, so I'll just zoom that out a little bit. Okay, so we talked through this method yesterday, but it's the same one again today. We're going to just clear off all of the ink. We're going to start with the place value column furthest to the left and work our way through, and then work out the order from that. So they all have a 1 in the millions column, so they've all got that in common. Okay, so then we're going to go to the hundred thousands column, and you'll notice that this one here, can't write with that, this one here has a 2 in the hundred thousands column because it was 1,230,000. Okay, this one doesn't, this one doesn't, and this one doesn't have anything. So that one is the biggest. Okay, or the largest. So 1,230,000. 650, yeah, 650. And again, always going back to the question, if I wrote 630 there, I've got the answer wrong, haven't I? Okay, back in. So we've done column, we've done that column, and that one's done actually, isn't it? So we can get rid of that. Okay. So then we go along. We've got nothing in that one, nothing in that one, nothing in that one. 1, 2, 3, and 2. So it's then this one. Okay. And again, I've got my ink all over the place, so I'll clear that off for you. I've got rid of my answer then as well. So you've got 3 place value columns here with nothing in it. 3 here. This one's been used, so it's got to be this one. Okay, so clear all the ink. So the answer again, sorry, I'm going to have to write it again. I know you've just watched me do it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, 230, 650. Okay, then it's 1,023,065. 1,023,065, and then I've just got these two to compete with. So you've got a 1, a 0, a 0, 1, 0, 0, 9, 9, 0, 9. So it's got to be this one, okay? Because this has a 9 in the hundreds column, yeah, and this one has a 0 in the hundreds column. So then you've got, and again, be very careful copying this one down. 1, 0, 0, 9, 9, 0, 9. Comma there, and then you've got 1, 0, 0, 9, 0, 9, 9. Okay, there. Okay, just check I've got that the right way around. Yes, all right, no problems there. Clear, just the ink. Okay, zoom out a little bit for this one. 7 add 15 is the same as 30 take away something. Okay, now we've talked this year about the equal sign. Can't write with the rubber. Apologies, another technical issue there. So, question 2, won't we? We've talked this year about the equal sign being similar to a scale. Okay, so both sides of the scale have to be equal. They have to balance one another out. Okay, so 7 add 15. Well, we know what 7 add 14 is, and we're going to add the 1 on, so it's 22. Okay, nothing too hard there. So 30 minus something has to equal 22. 30 minus something equals 22. So 30 minus 22. We swap the calculation around a little bit, we'll give you the answer. It's 8, isn't it? So it's 30, subtract 8. Okay. 7 add 15 is the same as 30, subtract 8. No issues there. The numbers in this sequence increase by 45 each time. So you've got a blank. Can't write with a rubber. I'm going to get that printed on a t-shirt. You've got a blank, then you've got 155, 200, 245, and then I'll just do my blanks down here to fit them in. Blank and blank. Okay. This one's nice and easy to do because I know what 45 out of 45 is. It's 200 equals 90, so it's 290. Okay. 300 add 45 would be very easy. 300 add 45, and I'm nearly there. I'm at 290. So if this one is 10 less, then this one, well, no, that's not what I'm trying to say, is it? What am I trying to say? Well, I'll do it this way. 345 is 345, so 290 add 45 will be 10 less, won't it? Because 290 is 10 less than 300, so it's 335. Okay. So there's no need for actually any writing there for that one. You can do it all in your head. 155, take away 45. Well, let's take the 40 away. So let's do 115, and then let's take the 5 away. So you've got 110. Just check I've done that right. Yeah. 290, 335. Yeah, no problems there. Okay, you could use column addition, column subtraction for that, but there's no real need. They're nice and straightforward numbers given to you, not crossing many boundaries. Okay. I'm going to zoom back in on this one just because I need to be able to see the number. 3,576,219, which digit, and today it does use that digit vocabulary. Okay, which digit is in the 10,000 place? Not what number or not what value, just the digit. So you've got, I'll zoom right in on the number. You've got units. Well, I won't do that then. You've got units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and that's what it asks, isn't it? 10,000s. So it's a 7. Okay. 7. Nice and straightforward. Okay. What is 3/4 of 400? 3/4 of 400. Okay, some of you probably have that just like that, but let me draw you a couple of things to help. So you could do what's a pie chart? Split into quarters. The whole is 400. So these are all equal. So you're looking for 4 equal numbers that will add to 400, or you could look at it in terms of a, well, that's supposed to be a bar chart, but it looks like a chocolate bar. Bar chart, the whole thing is worth 400, and you've got this, you've got 3/4. Or you could do the mathematical way, you could do 400 divided by 4, gives you an answer. And then you do your answer times 3 will give you your proper answer. I suppose. Proper answer. Shouldn't have called that A, should I? Which is what we've done all year. Divide by the bottom and times by the top, which you've all got a lovely, funny dance to do with. So 3/4 of 400 is 300. Nearly said 100 there, which would have been 1/4. 3/4 of 400 is 300 because 1/4 obviously is 100. Okay. Some of you, like I said, will have got that like that, and I'll have just been rattling on. But if you didn't, that's why. Okay. Round to 3,576,000. Blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't need to know it. Nearest million. That's the millions column there. Okay. So just the same as yesterday and the day before and every other day, we are supposed to be doing this column, so we looked at this one. Okay, it's 5, so we're going to round it up. So 3,500,000 rounded up would be 4 million, not 4 million.
you don't have all those zeros afterwards, you've got it wrong. Okay. 2/5 times 3. Okay. A couple of ways you can do this, but for me the easiest thing would be to draw it out. You could do a bar model. I think actually would be the easiest. Normally I like to do it with circles, but splitting circles into fifths is a little bit trickier, so let's do a bar model. Okay, so we're going to draw a couple. And again, how you approach this bar model is up to you. You could do a massive one, but for me I'm going to do 3 separate ones, and you'll see why. Okay, so I'm going to have bar model number 1, bar model number 2, and bar model number 3. Okay, now I've done 3 bar models because I'm multiplying by 3, okay, which means I've got 3 groups of, and here's my 3 groups. I've got 3 bars. Okay, you're going to split these bars into 5 very roughly. They should all be equal, but it's only a bit of working out, so it doesn't matter. Okay, as long as you get the principle. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, as you can see, not equal, not the most important thing for this question. So each of the bars you've got 2/5 of. So this bar here, you've got 2/5, you've got that one, and you've got that one. This bar here, you've got 2/5, you've got that one, and you've got that one. And the bottom bar, you've got 2/5, you've got that one, and you've got that one. Okay. So I've taken the 2/5 from this one, and I've multiplied it by 3, because now I've got another 2/5. You can't see me pointing, can you? Sorry. You've got another 2/5, and you've got another 2/5, which is 6/5 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6/5. Okay. Before we move on from that question, though, 6/5 is not the way that I would leave that answer, because that's an improper fraction. Okay, it's an improper. You've got more of the numerator than you have of the denominator, which means the denominator is how much you have in a whole, and the numerator is how much you have. So it means you've got more than one whole. Okay, which means it's an irregular way of writing the fraction. So it's easy. We just convert it to a mixed number. So if we have 6 groups of, no, not 6 groups of 5. If we have 6/5, we can make one whole, and then we have one left over. Okay, and I'll show you again how that works. So I've got my bar model, split it into fifths, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, take these. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's this one. 5. So I've got one whole, and then I've got 1/5 left over, haven't I? There. Okay, so the answer can convert to 1 and 1/5. Okay, well done if you got that straight away. Last one. No, not last one, sorry. 10 times 56. Okay. Ooh, I didn't even know I could do that. Can't write with a rubber. 10 times 56. Lovely and straightforward, because it's only using place value movement. Okay. If you multiply by 10, you move everything one place value column to the left. So it goes from 56 in tens and units to, so let me pull it down for you actually, 560. Okay, so now you've got units, tens, and hundreds. So everything moves one place value column to the right, so it becomes 560. Now this 0 doesn't just appear from nowhere. It is sat at the moment in the tenths column, beyond the decimal point. Okay, but we don't write it. We wouldn't say, oh, I've got 74.0 bars of chocolate. I wish I had 74 bars of chocolate, but you wouldn't say it. Okay, you just stick to the whole number. But that 0 is always there. It doesn't just appear. It's hidden away beyond the decimal point, and then when you multiply by 10, you move the place value columns, and it comes with it. Okay. Last one. 2 cubed add 2 squared. Okay, so I'd break the question down. I'd work out both sides, and then I'd add them. So 2 cubed. A lot of you think it means 2 times 3. It doesn't. Okay, it's saying 2 to the power of 3. So it's 2 times 2 times 2. So you're multiplying 2 by itself 3 times. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 2 cubed is 8. Some of you, again, might already know that. You will reach a point with square and cube numbers where you don't have to keep working them out every time. They're just locked away in there. We've looked at them this year, but it has been a while, so you might need to refresh yourself with that one. That's fair enough. Okay, and 2 squared I've already worked out, it's here. Okay, 2 squared means 2 times 2, because I've got 1, 2. 2 squared equals 4. Okay, and then the answer just wants me to do that, add that. 8 add 4, which obviously equals 12. Okay, so same as usual, I will leave it there for this for me. I'll put a question up, a challenge question based on today's work, then I'll come back and show you the working out, okay? Have a go at the challenge question yourself. You can pause the video if you need a bit more time, and then I'll come back in with the challenge question on my screen, and I'll talk you through one method of doing it. You might have done it a different way. There's lots of ways to approach these sorts of questions, that's fine. I'll talk you through my method, and then I'll show you the answer as well, obviously, so you can see if you got it right. Okay, so I'll see you in a second. Okay, so you've had a bit of a look at the question now. I've had a little look at it as well, and it's quite tricky, this one, especially when you've just made a start on percentages. So I'm going to just zoom in and read through the question with you and make sure that we've both got it completely understood. So obviously your topic today was percentages. You've done a little bit of work on it with me, but not as much as I would have liked before we ended up obviously in this situation, so you might have found it quite tricky today. So 3 children answer 100 questions using learning by questions. Ali scores half as many points as Ben. Ben scores 6% less than Orla. Orla's score is a multiple of 8 between 60 and 70. What percentage of the questions does Ali answer correctly? Okay, so there's loads and loads of steps to this question. I haven't worked the answer out myself. I like to do it along with you. Okay, so that if I make any mistakes or any blunders, then you can see that it does happen. So, for this one, you can start with Orla's score. We don't know what Ali scored because we don't know what Ben scored. We don't know what Ben scored because we don't know what Orla scored. Orla's score is the only score that doesn't relate to everybody else's, if that makes sense. So Orla's score is the one that we can work out. We begin with Orla's, we build to find Ben's, and then from Ben's we can find Ali's. Okay, what's nice and easy and worth establishing straight off is that every percent is one question right. If there's 100 questions, which it says at the very beginning, the children answer 100 questions, so there's 100 questions, and it's obviously out of 100%, everything would be, then each question is worth 1%. Okay, so we've established that really quickly, which means when it says that Ben scores 6% less than Orla, it's a clever way of saying he got 6 questions less. Okay, so Orla scores a multiple of 8 between 60 and 70. Off the top of my head, I know one multiple of 8 between 60 and 70 because I know 8. Why does it keep going to the rubber? I know 8 times 8 is 64. Okay, I've just sat there and thought about my 8s for a second, and I've got, well, I know what 8 squared is. 8 squared is 64. Okay, so adding 8 to that would get you to 72, and subtracting 8 would get you to 56. So which sounds really stupid, and I'm sure you know, but what I'm doing is checking that there is no other multiple of 8 between 60 and 70 that I might have missed and might actually give me the answer. Okay, so it has to be 64. I've proved it there. So let's just clear the ink. So Orla's score is 60. Oops, is 64. Okay, Orla. Ben scores 6% less than Orla. And again, notice how much I'm speaking about the question. Notice how much I'm going back to it. If I get confused there and I say 6% more, I've ruined everything. So I'm going back and I'm just repeating everything and I'm making sure it's all locked away in that head. Okay, so Ben scores 6% less than Orla. Well, it means 6 less than 64. Okay, which is obviously 58. Okay, so Ben scores 58, Orla scores 64, and Ali scores half as many points as Ben. Okay, so what I need to do now is half 58. So half of 8 is 4, and half of 50 is 25, and then I just need to add those together, okay, which is 29. So I'll just squeeze them in down here, I suppose. Ali scored 29. What percentage of the questions? And I've gone back to the question again, and it asks for the percentage. If I leave that, it's wrong. He didn't get 29. Well, he did get 29 questions right, I suppose. But it doesn't want that. It wants the percentage. So it's 29%. Okay. So up here, 29%. Okay. Well done if you've got that one. There were about 4 steps for you to work through there. You had to do Orla, Ben, Ali, and then you had to recognise the percentage trick as well. So well done if you managed that. Okay, I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a lovely day.